Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Kris. This is a different type of video. This is Valentine's Day Murder, the death of Denise Leuthold by Under the Ash Tree. See me click that thumbs up. If you could do the same for me, that helps tremendously. You can subscribe to the channel, and you can donate to the channel through the thanks button. If you donate, you can request a video, and your name will be sponsoring for that video. It would be, your name sponsored Valentine's Day Murder, the death of, whole thing. Kris reacts, blah, blah, blah. The reason why I'm doing this is because this man right here, I believe his name is Nathan Leuthold. That's not him. Anyways, this murder took place in Peoria about 10 years ago, my hometown, and it took place on a street that's not far away from where I work. And I remember hearing about it. I've passed the Robinson Park, will be mentioned. I pass that park pretty frequently. There's two separate park areas, but I'm mentioning that here. You'll see why. So let's go ahead and get into this. This is kind of a video that kind of shocked. And the house in question is still around, by the way.
Hi friends, thank you for taking time out of your week to spend a little with me. I appreciate you. This week we're discussing the murder of Denise Leuthold, who unfortunately became the third point in a love triangle gone wrong. As always, I invite you to join me as we remember Denise. Denise Leuthold was born on February 3, 1974 in Dade County, Florida, to parents Douglas and Elaine Newton. Denise and her parents moved to Illinois. She attended Faith Baptist Christian School in Pekin, Illinois until graduating in 1992. She met Nathan Leuthold sometime after, and the two married on July 15, 1995. Nathan and Denise were both members of La Marche Baptist Church in Mapleton. In 1998, the Leutholds decided to serve as missionaries for the church. Their missionary work required residency and travel to areas outside of the United States, with the majority of their missions taking place in Lithuania. They helped several women in bad relationships escape their situations. During one of their trips, the Leutholds met a young child named Ina Dobelade, who was 6 years old at the time, and her family. The couple kept in contact with the family for 13 years, providing aid and hoping to help the family with Ina's education when she was old enough. In 2001, Nathan and Denise had their first child, a son named Seth. Then 2 years later, a daughter named Julia. Their third and last child, Janelle, was born in 2009. Denise stated her greatest joy in life was being a mother, and was proud of her children. The Leutholds lived in Peoria, Illinois with Denise's parents in their home. In 2010, Nathan and Denise decided to uphold their promise to sponsor Ina on a student visa so she could attend college in the United States. They agreed to pay for her living and school expenses for 2 years. Ina first attended a Christian college in Pensacola, Florida, but was kicked out in December of 2011 due to rumors of an inappropriate relationship with Nathan Leuthold. She then transferred to the Illinois Central College where she was closer to the Leuthold family. Ina moved into Denise's parents' home.
ICC is Illinois Central College, is short for ICC, and that is it's East Peoria, close to Washington, Illinois. I guess it would be more East Peoria. The home that they showed is on Mossville Road. I'm not going to give out the address. I almost did. But it's on Mossville Road, and that's where Robinson Park is. And I keep saying that, but
with the family where she was provided her own room. Everything seemed to work out well on the surface. The family loved Ina, and Ina felt like one of them. On February 14, 2013, Nathan and Denise got up and started the holiday as they always did. Nathan surprised his wife with gifts and got the children out of bed. They split the responsibilities with Nathan bathing them and Denise making breakfast. With the morning rituals complete, Nathan took the children to school and headed for the church, while Denise stayed at the home. Nathan received a call in the afternoon from their youngest child Janelle's daycare. Denise, who usually picked her up, did not show up to get her on time. Nathan tried to call Denise, but she did not pick up, so he decided to call his in-laws to see if they heard from Denise. They also hadn't heard from her, so Nathan went to the daycare to pick Janelle up before returning to his in-laws' house to check for Denise. He pulled up to the home when he noticed the garage door was open, but no cars were at the house. Nathan felt something was off, so he called the police. The call came in around 3 p.m. where a rather calm Nathan explained the Newtons' home was the target of a burglary. He explained a window was busted and he wasn't sure if someone was still in the house, since Nathan refused to go inside the home. An officer was sent out to survey the situation. The busted window was a cause for concern, so the scene was secured until another officer could arrive. Once both officers were there, they entered the home where some things seemed out of the ordinary. The glass shards inside the home were consistent with someone breaking the window from the outside, but oddly the kitchen was ransacked. Typically in home invasions, the kitchen is not the target, but in this case, the cabinets were all flung open and the drawers were placed neatly on the floor. In the living room, the family's electronics were still in place. As officers walked through the home, they unfortunately found the deceased body of Denise. Denise was found face down. She was shot on the back left side of her head. The shot was not at close range and would have incapacitated her instantly. The body also showed no signs of defensive wounds. Next to Denise's head was a spent shell casing for a Glock 40, and her keys were discovered under her head. No one other than Denise was discovered inside the home. After securing the area, investigators went to look for Nathan, but he was no longer outside. Nathan was eventually tracked down at a nearby neighbor's home, where he was informed of Denise's death. Nathan didn't ask questions and didn't really show interest in the conversation. Nathan did provide a small detail that he owned 3 guns and one was missing, his Glock 40. Police questioned him about her car and if he knew where it might be, but Nathan couldn't provide an answer. He could only give them a description of what her car looked like. The Newtons provided consent for law enforcement to search their home for any evidence that might point to who was responsible. Denise and Nathan's bedroom was searched, where investigators recovered a black hooded sweatshirt. They noticed Denise's wallet and purse were left undisturbed, and $300 in cash was left on the dresser in plain sight. Also found in the desk was a day planner, which contained handwritten notes by Denise. Most were about school and Bible scriptures, nothing too informative. However, tucked away was a note that piqued investigators' interest. The note read, "What on earth could you possibly be thinking? I can't imagine anything you could tell me that would hurt me worse than what you were doing to me now, every day. I really don't think there is anything that I have done or not done that would cause me to deserve this. I have tried to please you for 17 years and never succeeded. I've never been good enough, never done enough. I know that you want me dead. I'm not stupid. I suppose it will confirm my worthlessness to you when I write that I am not brave enough to do that job for you. And now all of a sudden, you are taking me with you places. What is that all about? Maybe you think I don't feel bad enough. You act like you are somehow noble because you won't tell me why you're doing this. It makes me sick. I have been willing at any time to fall in love with you again, but you reject me every time. I wish I could hate you. I've tried to hate you, because I thought it would make it easier. I thought it wouldn't hurt so bad. Of course, I couldn't do it, so I have failed at that too. I have been without pride. I have humiliated myself to try and win something that belongs to me. You defraud me, and you don't seem to care. Well, I quit. I'm not going to try to please you anymore. I will do what I have to do, but no more of that game. You want to humiliate me by running around with a 20-year-old? Fine. I won't grovel. If I haven't pleased you in 17 years, nothing I do now will please you, and I refuse to leave my children just because you have decided to do this to me. You are the only person who thinks I am a bad mother. Complete strangers compliment me on them, so I will not join you in your obsession with perfection. I am the same person that I've always been. I am not weaker, and in many ways stronger. I refuse to play to your perfectionism in that too. I have borne neglect and criticism and kept going. But now this? How long? How long are you going to do this to me? Oh yeah, until I break. That's what you said, isn't it? Well, happy waiting. While the search of the home was
Robinson Park. I mean, I don't know if that was just bad timing for him that she wrote this letter, or if she wrote this letter and never gave it to him and just held on to it. But that to me was like, oh, damn, okay. Looks like Mr. Nathan is, if this letter was presented to him, he didn't like it. But here's Robinson Park that I was saying.
Underway, Denise's car was located at Robinson Park, which was down the street from the Newtons' home. After an extensive search, the spare keys to her car were found in a nearby trash can. With evidence warranting suspicion of Nathan, police decided to bring him in for questioning. During this 6-hour interview process, Nathan signed off on consent forms for police to access his vehicle, cell phone, and laptop. Nathan was free to leave the station after his line of questioning on February 15th, but remained a suspect in the case.
I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but I would never sign off on any of that, even if I was 149.7% innocent. I just wouldn't. People are like, why? Why wouldn't you? Because the number one suspect is always the husband or the wife. I am not giving them anything. I am lawyering up. I'm protecting myself because I know that no matter what I give them, they're going to try to curve that into being what they want. And even when you're cleared, you're not cleared. That's just from things that I've seen. Never experienced it.
Many witnesses were interviewed in relation to the case, but the most intriguing ones were those closest to the family. A woman who lived near the scene explained to police she saw something off on the day of the murder. Around 12:20 p.m., she left her home with her husband. The pair drove past Robinson Park when she noticed a man wearing just a black hooded sweatshirt walking on the side of the road against traffic. It was uncommon to see someone in this area on foot, so she asked.
There's no sidewalk on that road. There really isn't even a shoulder. I mean, there is, but it's not very much, and it's like gully and woods, and then homes right off of it. So unless you're going to try to walk into the gully area where there could be snakes, you don't know. You're walking along that shoulder, you pop out. You stand out very easily.
Her husband to try to slow down so she could get a better look at the man. However, it appeared the man was trying to hide his face. She caught glimpses, only seeing his jawline and describing him as scruffy. She decided against calling the police because at the time the man wasn't doing anything illegal. But when the news of the murder spread, she decided to call and report it. The woman was brought in to review a lineup of photos where she identified Nathan as the man she saw that afternoon. Her detail of the hooded sweatshirt matched the one found in the home, so a gun residue test was performed where the right cuff was confirmed to be in close proximity of a firearm. Their pastor at the church was also questioned, where he stated 8 months before her death, Denise and Nathan were spoken to regarding his relationship with Ina. Nathan was regularly being seen riding around with Ina and no one else in the car. His pastor explained this kind of behavior did not look good and was a detriment to the ministry, and if he continued doing it, he would have to remove his financial support, since Nathan received $2,500 every 2 weeks to support his missionary work. To really get to the bottom of Nathan and Ina's relationship, they decided to get Ina in for questioning, but she was unwilling at first. Ina would only tell police their relationship was not romantic in nature, but when the state offered to grant her immunity from prosecution in exchange for her testimony, she decided to talk. Ina admitted that she and Nathan spent a lot of time together alone. They were usually always alone. He shared a joint bank account with her in which he regularly deposited spending money beyond her normal expenses.
I think that since he worked for the church, he was getting where did I hear? Maybe $3,000 a week. It was ridiculous money. And he was giving her a weekly allowance that was really good money. I heard that on a podcast. Of course, I heard that last year, so I could be completely wrong on... You know what? Give me just a second. I'm going to look it up. Okay. Sorry. Could not find anything. They just keep telling me about the trial. So, apologies.
She admitted that during her time in Florida, she and Nathan stayed in hotels together, causing her to spend a lot of time off campus. She and Nathan also took many trips to a local spa called Five Senses Spa, but she couldn't recall how many times. She confirmed he always paid for everything and went with her even when he wasn't getting treatments. Denise went a few times with them, but more often than not, it was just her and Nathan. In the summer of 2011 and 2012, she and Nathan traveled to Europe. Nathan also rented an apartment in Chicago that Denise was unaware of, but Ina accompanied him several times, even staying with him for a week in November of 2012. Ina stated that when she and Nathan would go out on these trips, he would buy her nice gifts and take her out to eat at nice restaurants, all without his wife. Nathan and Ina only spoke to each other in her native language. Denise was not fluent in Lithuanian. She continued to express that they were not lovers and she was not in love with him. It was determined through records that Ina and Nathan exchanged text messages on the day Denise died. At 3 p.m., Nathan sent Ina a message to inform her that the police believed a robbery occurred at the home, and she responded, "Interesting," with a smiley face. Ina did not attend Denise's funeral and maintained contact with both Nathan and his family, who advised her not to speak to the police. The owner of the spa they attended was also interviewed, and she confirmed Ina's statement regarding the spa. Nathan's laptop history was recovered and included searches such as how to silence a Glock 40, blow to the head, how to hide the sound of a gunshot.
Why don't you just Google, how to avoid getting caught murdering my wife? What? Why do people look this stuff up? Go to a public library. Do something else. What are you doing? Don't. No. Stop.
Coupled with forensics and several witness accounts, was more than enough to bring charges against Nathan. Nathan was arrested on March 6, 2013 for first-degree murder. While awaiting trial, Nathan found a confidant in a fellow inmate who provided guidance on legal questions. The inmate only agreed to help him if he was honest, and Nathan agreed as long as he would not tell anyone. Unbeknownst to Nathan, the inmate kept detailed notes on all of their conversations, notes that he eventually turned over to detectives. Per the inmate, Nathan stated his wife was overbearing. He met someone else and he wanted to move on with his life. The other woman was a student named...
Divorce. You might lose your job here. There are a lot of... There are 50 states and different churches in every state. Pick one.
Named Anna or something similar. Nathan explained on the day of the murder he did certain things to account for his whereabouts at certain times during that day, such as going to the car wash and the coffee shop, places with security cameras which he made sure saw him. In the morning he gave Denise Valentines gifts so everything looked fine. Then later in the day he took her car, parked it at Robinson Park, then returned to the house on foot through the woods. He wore black clothing but changed when he returned home, fearful someone might have seen him. He decided to hide in the closet, waiting for the victim to be alone in the home. When Denise was by herself, he exchanged words with her, then shot her in the head. Nathan told the inmate he chose Valentine's Day as the date to murder her so it could be a present to the other woman. Nathan's trial started on July 14, 2014 and lasted for 6 days. Over 40 witnesses were heard and hundreds of deleted emails and text messages were used against him. The jury deliberated for less than 2 hours before returning a guilty verdict. After trial, Nathan attempted to file an amended motion for a new trial. But on September 10, 2014, the court held a hearing on his motion and sentencing. The court denied Nathan's motion for a new trial and sentenced him to 80 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections, followed by a 3-year term of mandatory supervised release. After his sentencing, Nathan tried again, this time to appeal the charges against him in 2016, stating the court made errors in his original trial. However, this too was denied. The state provided sufficient evidence to prove guilt and did not encroach on the defendant's rights.
I think he went to jail at 39. So if he got 80 years plus 3 years, home probation, then that means he's going to be out when he's what? 119? 119 years old. Then he has to go through 3 more years. So he's not actually going to have freedom until he's, 122 years old? When's this guy going to catch a break? You know what I mean?
It's unknown if Ina knew about Nathan's plans to murder Denise, or
my opinion, absolutely.
Or if she had any involvement in the crime.
I don't think she did, but I think she encouraged.
Hi friends, if you made it this far, thanks for listening. As always, I
just wanted to share that one. There's another one I'm going to try to look up that happened, right near me. Hey, are we done? Shut up. That happened near me that I've talked about before, and I would like to find a story on it. But anyways, this is just, it happened near me, so I just thought I'd share it with you. Hope I didn't spoil it by saying the title spoiled it. You knew it was a murder. Anyways, rest in peace to Denise. And the 3 kids were taken and given to a parent. I don't remember who. Anyways, we're going to end it here. So until next time, have a good day, have a good night.